Mike and Elena got up the next morning and went to Paint by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. Penelope took their order. Good morning, Mike and Elena. Good morning, Penelope. It is a beautiful morning, isn't it? Yes, it is. What a great time of the year to be in San Francisco. Early June, it feels so to be alive. We're hungry, Penelope. Yes, Elena, what's it going to be for you this morning? I love the Bayside griddle cakes and a cup of Mountain Morning coffee. Sure. What's it going to be for you, Mike? Give me the Paradise pancakes and a cup of Mountain Morning coffee. Sure, I'll have that for you people. Michael and Lana are sitting by their favorite booth in front of the window, having a deep conversation when all of a sudden they hear the sound of the squeeze song, Tempted? From a car in the street, and then the sound of a car crash. They look out the window and see a very puzzling sight. It appears to be the crash that took place in the original Reality Bites at the beginning of the movie when Lelena threw a lit cigarette into Michael's car and then crashed into it. Oh, hi. Um, that looks like some kind of an Arabic writing. Where are you from? Okay, anyways, this is Reality Bites. Okay. It appears to be the exact scene unfolding, but somehow spliced into Reality Bites 2. This is Reality Bites 2. Okay, in the street in front of Pancakes by the Bay in San Francisco. The same chain of events take place in the new context. Michael, Lelena, and Vicky get out of their cars and go to Pancakes by the Bay to sort through the situation. Upon entering, Lelena looks right at her character. Okay, so get this. Dig how bizarre this is. Oh, Thailand. Cool. Okay, dig how bizarre this is. Lelena is actually looking at her character from Reality Bites. It's Lelena from Reality Bites 2, looking at her character from the original Reality Bites. Okay, with a bewildered look on her face. Lelena from Reality Bites, the original movie, looks back at her. Lelena, Vicky, and Michael grab a table. I'm so sorry for these unfortunate circumstances. What's your name? It's Michael Grates. I'm so sorry. That's a nice fucking car. It's too bad it's just a lump of mangled steel now after I got to it. What a beautiful car that was before I destroyed it. How can I make it up to you? Let me see. I don't know. You're such a nice person and so darn cute. Why don't you just buy me some pancakes and coffee? Maybe get me a bus pass. It covers the Houston area. Thanks for being so forgiving, Michael. That's a display of unbelievable character. I turned your beautiful car into a lump of mangled steel, forcing you to take a miserable 2-hour bus ride to work every day. But God only knows what kind of schizophrenic people you might be on the bus with, and you accept my apology to you to be served up to you with pancakes? Don't be completely mistaken. I'm fuming inside, but your pancakes and your beautiful face improves my mood. Can I also get a date out of this? No. No, you destroyed my car and you're getting me a bus pass and I can't even get a lousy date out of it. No, thanks. All of a sudden, Penelope comes up to the table. Excuse me. I couldn't help but overhear a conversation. I just wanted to let you know that, oh, hey, your name is John Harper? Nice to meet you. I couldn't help but overhear a conversation. I just want to let you know that you're not in Houston, Texas anymore. You're in San Francisco, California. What? All of a sudden, Lelena from Reality Bites approaches them. It's true. I saw the accident happen. That's a scene from Reality Bites that was somehow spliced in Reality Bites 2, set here in San Francisco. What's your what? Oh, I don't have any. Okay. Are you serious? That's far out. We need to figure out. Do you write your songs? Yes, I write my own songs, and I do a few covers too. Okay, but we need to figure out how to get you back in Reality Bites. In the meantime, would you and Michael like to come with Mike and I to Mike's Condominium to watch a performance of William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. They went back to Mike's Condominium to watch Mike and Lelena perform some William Shakespeare dialogue. Here's an excerpt from it. Okay, wait a minute. I'm just trying to flip them. Okay, they're sitting on a couch in Mike's condominium, talking. So we have to figure out how to get you back into Reality Bites. Yeah, we need to get them back there. So a scene from Reality Bites has been spliced and placed into Reality Bites 2. Why does it say Katy Perry is featured on your channel? There's a lot of Katy Perry songs on my channel, and that's probably why it says that. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge. While you're here, Lelena, would you like to know what some of the projects that you're going to be? Oh, you sing too? Oh, that's good. Okay. Involved in the future? Sure. In Texas, you're going to be hired as a documentarian to film You're going to be hired as a documentarian in Texas to film a documentary about the American buffalo. The American buffalo? What about the American buffalo? The spiritual connection that the American buffalo has to the people of Texas. The American buffalo is a symbol of American ingenuity, freedom, free-spiritedness, independence, determination, liberation, and pleasures of the soul. And abundance. Everybody loves abundance. In your documentary about the American buffalo, you study the history of the American buffalo and its relationship to the indigenous people and gain insight into its soul life. That's awesome. What else? You'll be hired as a writer for Coffee Lovers Monthly in San Francisco. That's great. I love coffee. I can write about how it excites my mind, body, and soul in a way that transcends my soul to a place of eternal pleasure. Do you want to practice some more William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. They practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. Mike, Lelena, and Lelena from... Can I sing a song? I'll be singing soon. Okay. For Reality Bites 2, got up the next morning and went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. They got a table by the window. This is a nice restaurant, Pancakes by the Bay. I like the name. You're going to love the food. Oh, here comes Penelope, the waitress. Hi, it's nice to see you people this morning. How can I help you? I've obviously never eaten here before. What would you recommend? The pancakes are delicious. But you can only taste the transcendent deliciousness of the pancakes if you are in love. Love is the key ingredient that flavors the pancakes. The merconi or pleasure that you derive from eating the pancakes is heightened by the feeling of walking along a path in life, illuminated by profound love. I'm not in love. Does that mean that they are going to taste like ordinary pancakes to me? I'm in love with you, Lelena. Look into my eyes. Feel my soul. Feel the union of my soul with yours. We can transcend. We can walk along that path of immortal love into the gates of dawn and fields have never seen beauty in abundance. Okay, looking in your eyes. Now taste the pancakes. They do taste better that way. They finish eating and walk out of the. They finish breakfast and walk out of the restaurant. And then what they thought was going to be a San Francisco morning, it turned out to be a Houston morning. Wow. This is the apartment complex where the characters for Reality Bites lived. Have we been spliced from Reality Bites and Reality Bites 2 into Reality Bites? It sure looks like it. Yeah, this is a building from Reality Bites. We have to go inside and see the place. Sure. They went inside the apartment building to discuss the situation. When they got into the building, they found a strange man in the vestibule. His name is Hugh Henderson. Excuse me, people. Are you here to see Troy Dyer? Yeah, how did you know? You have that look about you. You have that mischievous look about you that is the defining characteristic of Troy's friends. We're not mischievous. Oh, I know you're up to something. We are most certainly not up to something. We're just here to visit our friend Troy. Then you can't. You can't visit Troy unless you're up to something. We can't visit Troy unless we're up to something. We're not up to something. If we were up to something, we would tell you. Why would you tell me if you were up to something? That would give it away. If you were up to something, I'm sure you wouldn't tell me because then I could snitch on you. Maybe we would tell you or if we were up to something if we wanted you to join us as an accomplice. But I assure you, we are not up to something. That being said, why are we not permitted to enter the building to visit Troy unless we're up to something? Because he's up to something. Unless you are in on the something that he's up to, you are not in cahoots with him and shall not be permitted to enter the building. Okay, we were just kidding. We are up to something. What are you up to? We're not supposed to tell you. It's between us and Troy. That's the right answer. Do you know what we're up to? No, I just know that you're up to something. That's part of the screening process that a person has to go through to be admitted to the building. You have to prove to me that you are up to something and are in cahoots with Troy. I could tell you were up to something by the look in your eyes. Now for the other part of the screening process. Do you remember when Troy said that there was an IQ prerequisite to talk to him? Yeah, there really is. You have to score in the genius range of IQs in order to talk to him. You have to have a genius level IQ just to talk to this asshole. You won't even talk to people with average IQs. No, he won't. Why won't he? Because those are his rules. Those are his rules? Who has rules? He does. He has rules. And those are his rules. Lelena and I are smart. We're both smart. But I don't see why we should have to prove it. Those are his rules. You have to prove it. Okay? How do we prove it? I have an appointment set up for you in Atlanta. We tested at a testing center in Austin, Texas. Oh, Saturday morning. Okay, I think it's ridiculous, but we'll go. Bring me back proof of your genius level IQs and you shall be admitted to the building. Okay. Well, Elena, would you like to practice some more William Shakespeare dialect on it? Sure. Mike and Elena found a park in Houston, Texas, and that beautiful night where they could practice some more William Shakespeare dialect. Here's an extra. Michael and Elena would thoroughly enjoy their performance of William Shakespeare dialect. Mike looks into Elena's eyes and then up at the full moon on a June evening whose warm breeze blanketed their bodies and enlivened their souls. The evenings are nice here in Houston. Aren't they? They are, but I miss so much about San Francisco. I miss the Golden Gate Bridge and pancakes by the bay. Quite frankly, so do I. I miss delicious pancakes at Pancakes by the Bay along with the coffee. I miss the murder mystery we were trying to solve there. So do I. What do you really think? Do you think Penelope did it? Well, Elena, believe it or not, I think it's possible. I find it to be quite exhilarating trying to solve it. When I really think about it, I also think it's possible, but then I think, is that polite and charming waitress capable of murder? I agree. She doesn't seem to be. I really want to get spliced back in Reality Bites too, based in San Francisco, so we could try to solve the murder case and enjoy Pancakes by the Bay again. So do I. I just thought of something. Do you think it's possible that Penelope spliced us from Reality Bites 2 in San Francisco and to Reality Bites in Houston because she knows we suspect that she is the murderer? She really do that? I hope not. I really want to get back into Reality Bites 2 in San Francisco. So do I. Houston is a nice place, but I've got to get back to San Francisco. There's no place like San Francisco. Look, did you see that? See what? Look over there. By the tree over there? I think I saw something. For a fleeting moment, I thought I saw a glimpse of Pancakes by the Bay through a transom. I thought I saw Ethan Hawke on stage performing a theatrical version of Reality Bites there with some actors. I wonder if there is some new splicing taking place. Maybe. Do you want to practice some more William Shakespeare dialect? Sure. They practiced some more William Shakespeare dialect. Michael and Elena got up the next morning and decided to go out for breakfast. Sure. Do you want to go out for breakfast? Sure. We'll have to find a good place. If we look around Houston, I'm sure there might be something. There might be something similar to Pancakes by the Bay. Let's go. Mike and Atlanta walked around Houston, and to their bewilderment, saw what appeared to be Pancakes by the Bay. Is that Pancakes by the Bay? It sure looks like it. What is it doing here in Houston, Texas? Let's go in and find out. Michael and Atlanta walked into the restaurant to find that it certainly did appear to be Pancakes by the Bay. They also saw Ethan Hawke on stage performing a scene for Reality Bites with some actors. It's a scene where Troy and Lelena are walking around Houston smoking and drinking coffee. Here's an excerpt from it. You see, Lelena, all we need is good conversation, coffee, and cigarettes. You got it. All of a sudden, Mike interrupts them. Have you ever had the coffee here at Pancakes by the Bay? Excuse me. You're interrupting our play? Oh, I'm sorry, thespians. Keep acting. Now that you've interrupted us, I'd like to know what was so important. I'd really like you to try the coffee here. The coffee? I would assume it's your typical flavorless diner coffee. This coffee? Oh no. This coffee is exceptional. Exceptional. Let me try it. Penelope, would you bring Troy some coffee? Coming right up. Penelope comes out with a cup of coffee for Troy. Here you go. Troy takes a sip of the coffee. You know what? This is good. This is no ordinary coffee. I feel as though I'm on some elevated plane of existence whereupon I reach a plateau of love so profound it guides me through the gates of dawn into a field of ever-expanding beauty and immerses me into a state of sublime pleasure so acute it can only be felt at a spiritual plane of existence when I drink this coffee. Troy looks at Sheila, the girl who portrays Lelena in the play, and tells her that he loves her. Sheila? What is it, Troy? I love you. What? Are you kidding me? I'm not in love with you. You're not? No. What gave you that idea? We're not in love. Oh, yes, we are. We are? That's news to me. Sheila, we're in love. What the fuck are you saying to me? Where did you come up with such a bizarre notion? We're not in love. Try some of the coffee. Sheila, and then tell me that we are not in love. Sheila gets a cup of coffee from Penelope. She takes a sip of it. You're right. We are in love. I noticed that when you look outside, you see San Francisco. That's right. From inside here, we are in Reality Bites 2 in San Francisco. When you go outside, you are back in Reality Bites in Houston, Texas. I wonder how that is. We've been trying to figure that out. Some unknown force seems to be splicing the two movies together in unusual ways. Look out the window. It's the same woman in the Corvette. She gave a package to another woman who is now driving off with it. Yeah, that's been going on for a while. I'd really like to go to my condominium. There's more William Shakespeare dialogue with Lelena. Do you know how I can get there? Let me let you in on something. If you drive with the Corvette woman at an accelerated speed, you are spliced back into Reality Bites 2. Wait till she comes back, and you can try to go for a ride with her. Does she take anybody? I think she'll take you people. That's excellent. Yeah, they had a wonderful afternoon. They went back into the restaurant the next morning and got their usual booth by the window. Penelope took the order. How can I help you? I'll have the pancakes. I'll have the paradise pancakes and Mountain Morning Coffee. What's it gonna be for you, Elena? I'll have the Bayside crepes and Mountain Morning Coffee. Coming right up. Michael and Elena are talking when all of a sudden they look out the window and see the Corvette woman park her car and climbs out. There she is. Let's go to talk to her. They run out of the restaurant and talk to the Corvette woman. Excuse me, ma'am. We were told by Penelope the waitress that you could splice us back in Reality Bites 2 in San Francisco by driving us at an accelerated speed in your Corvette. Sure, friendly people. Climb aboard. By the way, what's your name? Lightspeed Mindy. Your name is Lightspeed Mindy. That's a cool name, but how did your parents come up with that name? When I was born, they were informed of my ability to drive faster than the speed of light to warp time and space, and also my ability to splice together scenes in movies in the archetypal realm where movies take place by driving faster than the speed of light. How are you able to drive faster than the speed of light? Speed of light? The speed of my thought processes are faster than the speed of light. I know how to place the speed of my thought processes into material objects. Oh, I see. What's in the package you keep passing back and forth to the other people? The package? It shall remain a mystery. I want to know what's in the package. Maybe you'll find out someday. All of a sudden, they arrived in San Francisco in front of Mike's condominium. They're going faster than the speed of light. Bye. Bye. It was nice to meet you. Michael and Elena went back into Mike's condominium. Everybody's more willing to chase her dialogue. Okay. Let's see. Michael and Elena got up early the next morning, went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast. They got their usual booth by the window. Penelope took their order. Good morning, Michael and Elena. It's so nice to see you. Oh, hi, Penelope. Yeah, it's so nice to be back in the realm where Reality Bites 2 takes place. I miss San Francisco so much. How can I help you? Give me the Bayside Griddle cakes and a cup of Mountain Morning Coffee. And for you, Mike? Give me the Paradise pancakes and a cup of Mountain Morning Coffee. Coming right up. So nice to look out the window here in Pancakes by the Bay and observe the happy San Francisco people. It sure is. I miss that. It's fun to observe these people. We have to start writing a script. We have to start writing our script based on these people. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I thought that what we could do is write the script and put on a performance right here in the restaurant. The performance will be untitled so as to give them no indication of what it's about. After the performance, we can tell the people that is based on the interactions. That would be wonderful. Do you want to walk around town? It's a beautiful night. It's beautiful out. Sure. Let's have some fun. Michael and Elena went to walk around San Francisco and had a wonderful morning. Mike and Elena got up the next morning. And went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast again. Penelope took their order. How can I help you people? Give me the Bayside crepes and a cup of Mountain Morning Coffee. And for you, Elena, give me the Bayside pancakes and a cup of Mountain Morning Coffee. Coming right up. We have to start writing our script based on our observations of passers-by. I know. Do you have any ideas yet? I think the Corvette woman should be in the script. Yeah, there are some intriguing behaviors to be observed relating to her, including the package she keeps passing back and forth with other people. I happen to catch a glimpse of something else very intriguing. What else? I saw a peculiar sight. If you look into a rearview mirror, you can see some kind of a supernatural being from the netherworld. This being cannot be seen outside of the mirror, where it appears to be reflected into the mirror, but can be seen in the mirror. The Corvette woman also gives this being packages. Wow, that is intriguing. Do you want to go back to my comment? Sure. Michael breaks Marlon shows around. Michael and I got up this morning, went to Peggy's for breakfast and coffee. They got the usual booth with window. Could help us see the order. How can I help you? Give me the Bayside pancakes and a cup of modern morning coffee. And for you, Lelena, give me the Bayside crepes and a cup of modern morning coffee. Coming right up. Look out the window. What's going on out there? They look out the window to see the Corvette woman staring intensely at the supernatural being in her rearview mirror. The supernatural being stares back at Penelope with a hideous glow of malevolence in her eyes and wanders off into another realm. Penelope then gets out of the car and walks up to another woman on the sidewalk and hands her a package. The woman then physically passes through the mirror on the sidewalk where she intermingles with people and objects that are reflected by the mirror. She has become a part of the mirror's reflections. That's fascinating. That woman is in the mirror among the reflections of the mirror. I wonder why she's in there. Images and people reflected by a mirror can trail off and form a quasi-reality, wherein the reality that they are reflecting can coalesce with the reflection itself. People can actually physically enter into their own reflected realities, wherein they can form new realities on new planes of existence. I wonder why that woman went in there with the package. Maybe to escape the reality where the people are. With the package. Yeah, maybe. Do you want to go back to your condominium price of Marvilla and Shazer? Like, sure. Mike and Lilana went back to Mike's condominium. The price of Marvilla and Shazer dollar. Here's a nicer one. Okay, let's see. All right. Romeo and Juliet. Okay. Let's see. Where the fuck is it? There we go. C2 Cape Sergeant and Romeo. He adjusted scars that never felt a wound. Enter Juliet above the window. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, is already sick and pale with grief. That thou, her maid, art more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious, and her vessel ivory is but sick and green. None but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady, oh, is it my love? Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, as she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses, I will answer it. I am no pilot. I am too bold, 'tis not to me she speaks. To the fair stars in all the heaven having some business, do entreat her eyes till they twinkle their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there? What if her eyes were there? They in her head, the brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth the lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand? Oh, that were a glove upon that hand, that it might touch that cheek. Oh, speaking of bright angel, for thou art there's glory. Glories in the night, being over my head as a winged messenger of heaven, and the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals like gaze fall to gaze back. Which tries to lazy amazing glances and smile. Okay, what I'm just going to say with part of my let's see. Just going to go right to the end of the play. Okay. Let's see. Give me that mattock of the wrenching iron. Oh, take this letter early in the morning. See thou delivered to my father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge. Whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof. And do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend upon this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employments. Therefore, hence be gone. But if thou, jealous, dost return to pry on what I farther shall intend to do, by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable far than empty tigers of the roaring sea. This letter doth make good the friar's words. Their course of love, the tidings of her death. In her he writes that he did by a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this world to die in line with Juliet. Where be these enemies, Capulet Montagues? He would scourge is laid upon your head, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love, and I, for winking at your discourse, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished. Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand. But I can give thee more. For I will raise her statue in pure gold. Thy wild Verona by that name is known. There shall no figure at such rate be said of that true and faithful Juliet, as rich shall Romeo's by his lady's live poor sacrifices of our enmity. A glooming peace this morning with it brings. A son for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence, and to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.